objectively, yeah, they have good features. Then they're like, okay, but what about feelings? And I'm like, what feelings? I'm dead on the inside. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode here on The Blueprint. As you guys can tell from today's title, we're gonna do things a little differently. We are gonna talk about my experiences as an asexual person. Okay, so asexuality, by definition, is someone who does not experience any sexual attraction towards any other person. Whether they are a guy or a girl or anyone in between, they do not feel any sexual attraction. It's like the Kinsey scale, so asexuality is also on a spectrum. So you have people who are definitely like full aces who do not feel any sort of sexual attraction. And then there are some aces who they would pleasure themselves because that's what they're comfortable with. For some aces, they actually don't mind having sex with their partner if their partner needs it, because you know what, a relationship is hard and people who are not asexual need to have sex, right? Some aces are totally comfortable with that, and I'll explain more later. As a kid, my parents actually were very afraid that I would be gay or that I would be just different from the norm. I always felt like, damn, something was wrong with me for like the longest time. At home, I would face it from like my brothers because I have two older brothers and they're both straight. So it puts a lot of pressure on me to be straight as well. Most people in primary school wouldn't care because at that age, who even knows what sexuality is? But the minute you go into secondary school, hormones start raging and then, you know, they start wondering like, oh, are you gay? It just didn't sit right with me. The word itself doesn't even sit right with me because it's just something I don't feel. You know, I studied in all boys primary school and secondary school. If I was gay, I would be gay. So one day I was just like fed up. I googled what are all the different types of sexualities, and then I found asexuality, and somehow that word just clicked in my brain. I just really did not have any sexual attraction to other people. I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, like, oh my god, you didn't have crushes growing up? I had crushes on fictional characters, people from Friends, okay? I loved Rachel. Like, Rachel was my spirit animal, okay? Looking back now, I can see why. She was a fashion person, I'm a fashion person, love that. I have a really old friend from like primary school and he was like, you know what? I always knew you were like ace or something because like you just didn't give a shit about anyone else. And I was like, that's right, I don't. I came out when I was 16 to my mom because she was kind of pressurizing me to tell her if I was gay or not. My parents, they're just super conservative and I'm not bashing them, you know. They have every right as parents to want to protect us. Now as an adult, I can say this with a lot of confidence. Without that moment, right, with my mom and me fighting, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I don't know, my personality in life is I can't fit in. I will never fit in. I'm different and I know it and I want to be super proud of it. Coming out even through a camera like this, to you guys, it's tough. It's always gonna be a battle, like every time you come out, so it's definitely difficult. Friends-wise, a lot of my friends from poly to uni, army even, are super supportive of me, and I love that because they just want to know more. People just shift automatically. They become a lot more open to me because it's like my cards on the table and they can talk to me about it. Negatively wise, some people still don't believe in having different types of sexuality. You know, they're just not ready for that. Whenever someone just says like, oh, he's gay, I always correct them, no, I'm ace. There were definitely times where I felt like, damn it, my friends are getting married. My friends are having kids. That gets to you a little bit because we live in a society where you kind of compare yourself with other people. Even though I try not to, that happens time to time. The truth is, I don't see myself getting married, nor do I see myself having kids. I don't really like kids and neither do they like me, which is not too bad, but you know, sometimes having a partner is nice. You know, you have someone to talk to, you have someone to rely on at all times. Like, I treat my friends like my family because to me, you know, they're one and the same. You spend so much time with them, they become your family, and I cannot live without my friends.
Okay, so now we have some questions from the rest of the boys. Nav asks, what are your feelings towards intimacy, both platonic and romantic?
Ooh. Okay, platonically, right, I am just the same person with everyone else. So intimacy-wise, I don't like people touching me, I don't like my friends touching me. Only the people I've known for like 10 years maybe are allowed to give me a hug. I'm a lot better now, but I still don't like being touched. For a relationship, I was a little bit more intimate with my previous partner. Intimacy is like a tool that you use to move the relationship forward, to grow as people. So I'm totally okay with that if I'm in a relationship with someone.
Serge asks, how does gender preference work with asexuals?
Ooh, okay, so romanticism is different from sexuality. Romanticism refers to romantic attraction. So an asexual person could be heteroromantic and they like the opposite sex. You can also be romantic and you like the person of the same sex. And you can be pan-romantic like I am and find like romantic attraction with whoever. As long as you like their personality, as long as they're great, why not pursue a relationship with them? Of course, as long as you set your boundaries and everything's good. Yeah.
Russ asks, how do you feel about the act of sex?
I am sex positive, right? So I don't mind having sex with my partner as long as I know in my heart that it's gonna lead to something. I know that sounds really weird, but to me it's like a clinical thing. Okay, it's like when you go get a blood test. So it's the same thing. When you have sex, you have this goal of seeing a result, right? And the result is you have a partner that loves you and stays with you. And honestly, to me, that's totally okay because if your partner needs it, I don't mind it. But there are also non-sex positive asexuals who are a total no-no when it comes to sex. And that's perfectly fine too. If you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable, and your partner should respect you for it and not think any less of you.
Russ also asks, how do you feel about pornography?
Ooh, okay. I personally don't masturbate and I don't watch porn. I think a lot of people cannot wrap their minds around how ace people don't masturbate and don't watch porn. I just don't find the appeal. Porn to me is like really gross. It's like, oh my god, what are they doing? That never, please tell me that doesn't happen in real life, okay? That turned me off from sex for like a long time. Like a long time. I don't get sexually aroused, so can't do it if you don't get sexually aroused. Well, I was in a relationship for about a year. We broke up, so it was not like, oh, there's no happy ending to this story, okay? How I navigated that relationship was so hard. How does an ace person who never had any attraction to anyone have experience trying to love someone? And that eats away at you. You had no practice, you had nowhere to start, you can't even relate to what your straight friends, what your gay friends are telling you about their relationships because it just doesn't work for you. Like, I would get in my head and I would self-sabotage that entire relationship from the start. And we needed to have a break because it was getting too much for that person and it was getting too much for me. That was when I realized that your relationship can be anything you want it to be. You set the terms with that person, you have to have that open conversation and don't be afraid to do that because the minute you do that, you are in a healthy relationship. And that's what you should be striving for. And know that that person is with you or likes you for who you are, so you don't have to conform to any other thing or any other person just to fit into that relationship. Okay, and I guess that's all for this week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was informative, I hope it was fun, giving guys a little bit of insight into my life as a person. Click here to subscribe and click here to watch our latest video. Bye! See y'all!